Chicago wedding turned into horror. The bride was brutally slain at the altar. What was supposed to be a day of celebration and new beginnings turned into a scene of unimaginable tragedy at St. John's Church last Sunday morning. The wedding of Paige Drake and Tyler Hunter, attended by family, friends, and prominent members of Chicago's business community, ended with the bride lying dead at the altar, slain by her own stepfather in front of a stunned congregation. The events leading up to the shocking murder were marked by family tensions, secret plots, and a desperate act of violence that has left Springfield reeling and searching for answers. A picture-perfect family. The Drake family had every reason to celebrate. Victoria Drake, a successful investment fund owner, had recently remarried Dr. David Collins, a respected surgeon. Their daughter, Paige, was set to wed Tyler Hunter, a young financial advisor, in what was expected to be one of the social highlights of the season. On the eve of the wedding, the family gathered for dinner in the elegant dining room of Victoria's mansion on Maple Street. The atmosphere was warm, filled with laughter, toasts, and stories of childhood memories. Victoria expressed her joy and anticipation, remarking how quickly her daughter had grown up. Tyler, despite a recent falling out with his own parents, was welcomed into the family with open arms. "It's just a shame about the problems with his parents," David noted, voicing what many at the table felt. But the mood remained optimistic, with Paige and Tyler looking forward to their honeymoon in Barbados. The dark turn. But beneath the surface, something sinister was brewing. The following morning, Dr. Collins arrived at Paige's suburban home to drop off a box of wedding supplies, only to overhear a chilling conversation through the open window. What he heard would shatter his world and set in motion a chain of events that no one could have foreseen. Inside, Paige and Tyler were not alone. With them were two strangers, a stocky, tattooed man and a hard-faced woman. Their conversation was not about wedding plans, but about murder. They discussed alibis, timing, and payment, all centered around a plot to kill Victoria and David, making it look like a botched robbery. The motive: inheritance of Victoria's investment fund and family wealth. According to David's account, Paige was cold and calculating, instructing the killers to ensure her stepfather died first and to make her mother suffer. Tyler spoke of airtight alibis and documentary evidence of their stay in Barbados. Money changed hands, and the plan was set for Monday night, after the wedding. Shaken, David left the box at the door and drove away, his mind racing with fear and disbelief. Should he tell Victoria? Would anyone believe him? He had no proof, only his word. Desperate measures. Unable to focus at work, David confided in his closest friend, Dr. Reginald Foster. Reggie, trusting David's judgment, urged him to protect his family by any means necessary, even giving him a revolver for self-defense. That night, David confronted Victoria with what he had heard. She was furious, refusing to believe her daughter could be capable of such a crime. Paige was summoned, and her reaction was one of shock and tears, denying everything. Victoria sided with her daughter, demanding David apologize or leave the house. Isolated and desperate, David spent the night in a motel, haunted by doubt and fear. Was he losing his mind, or was he the only one who could prevent a tragedy? The wedding day. On the morning of the wedding, Paige's house was bustling with activity. Beauty salon staff arrived, followed by a photographer and finally Tyler, looking every bit the perfect groom. Paige emerged in her wedding dress, radiant and seemingly innocent. The young couple drove to St. John's Church, followed at a distance by David, armed and determined. The church was filled with guests, all unaware of the storm about to break. Victoria arrived, looking tired and strained. As the ceremony began, David waited outside, torn between his duty as a husband and the horror of what he was about to do. When the moment came, David entered the church, revolver in hand. The congregation froze as he declared, "I know the reason," responding to the traditional call for objections. He accused Paige of plotting to murder her mother, detailing the plan and the hired killers. Paige, caught in the spotlight, denied everything, her face a mask of terror. Tyler attempted to flee. In a moment of agonizing decision, David fired the revolver. The shot echoed through the church, and Paige collapsed, her wedding dress stained with blood. Victoria's scream was long and piercing, the cry of a mother who has lost her child. Guests fled in panic, and the church descended into chaos. Aftermath and investigation. Police arrived within minutes, arresting David as he pleaded with Victoria to call for protection. "They're coming tonight. Call the police. Ask them to guard the house," he shouted. But Victoria was inconsolable, cradling her daughter's lifeless body. David was taken into custody, facing charges of murder. Alone in his cell, he was tormented by doubt. Had he misinterpreted what he heard? Was Paige truly guilty, or had he killed an innocent person? The following morning, Victoria visited David in jail. Through tears, she revealed that she had followed his advice and asked the police to watch the house. That night, 2 armed intruders matching David's description broke in, only to be shot by police during the attempted robbery. "You were right," Victoria said quietly. "She really wanted to kill me and take my money. My own daughter. The girl I gave birth to and raised was planning my death for money." David's relief was tempered by the knowledge that he had killed Paige, the girl he loved as his own. Victoria, devastated by the loss but grateful to be alive, told him, "I still can't forgive you. You killed my daughter, David. You took away my only child. I understand, and I'm not asking for forgiveness. I did what I had to do." Legal experts say David's sentence may be reduced due to the extraordinary circumstances, but he still faces 15 to 20 years in prison. Community shock and reflection. The murder at St. John's Church has left Springfield and the wider Chicago area in shock. Friends and family are struggling to come to terms with the tragedy. "It's like something out of a nightmare," said one guest who witnessed the shooting. "You never expect something like this to happen in your own community." Victoria Drake, now both a survivor and a grieving mother, faces an uncertain future. "I don't know if I can forgive you," she told David. "I don't know if we can be together like before, but you saved my life, and that means something." 4Dr. David Collins, the price of protecting his wife was the loss of his freedom, his family, and his peace of mind. "If I have to spend the rest of my life in prison, I will remember that I did it out of love," he said. A cautionary tale. The events at St. John's Church serve as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the happiest occasions. What began as a celebration of love ended in betrayal, violence, and heartbreak. As Springfield mourns, the community is left to grapple with questions of trust, justice, and the limits of forgiveness. As the investigation continues, one thing is clear: the horror that unfolded at the altar will haunt the Drake family and the city for years to come.